Hello. Hey everybody, how you doing? This will be recorded. I'm just going to answer some questions because we've had a few sent in, but I thought other people might have some. Give you a chance to answer some yourself. Answer some, ask some. But yeah, hi people. People are jumping on. That's great. Okay. We've got a few questions that I received from the club members, and I'm just going to whip through them first. But then, if you guys have any questions, just shout out, and I'll do my best. These questions are all from anonymous people. I don't know who they are, but they're members of the Super License Club, so they're okay with me. First question. We all know Bernie's never going to die, but where do you see the sport in the post-Bernie era? Who is going to fill those heavy and old shoes? I don't know that his shoes would be heavy. Who will fill his shoes? I mean, we've talked about Christian Horner, who just seems to be kind of... He's just got that right sort of vibe. Like, he's just sort of... I don't know. There's just something about him. If he wasn't so Red Bull, if he wasn't so tainted with that Red Bull brush, Christian Horner seems like he would be the right guy, right? Otherwise, I mean, someone from out of F1, someone completely unrelated to a team or an F1 with no ties to anyone else. That seems to be the way to go once Bernie shuffles out of those old and heavy shoes. Next question. Thank you for that first question. Next one. Out of Sainz, Magnussen, and Verline, who has impressed you the most? I like that you left out Verstappen there because that's kind of an obvious one, right? Sainz, Magnussen, and Verline. So Magnussen, no. He hasn't done very well. I don't know that I really rate him. I don't know what you guys think. Magnussen, probably not. Verline or Sainz? I mean, I'm a self-confessed Sainz guy. I like Sainz. I think he's good. I think if Sainz can get out of Toro Rosso, not into Red Bull, but into somewhere else, in a few years he could really be one of those guys, you know. He could really be one of those really good guys. Verline, though, he's got great hair. Can't deny that. Fantastic hair. I don't think I've seen enough of Verline yet in a decent car to see what he can really do, though. I'd go Sainz. That's my vote, Sainz. More people joining. Hello. Thanks for joining. Is there a way to watch races on any website without a subscription? Boy, yeah. Short answer, yeah, there is. Long answer, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. So, sorry. Google that. See how that goes. Is there a way to watch races on any website? Well, not on any website, you know. Maybe sort that out. Thank you, Super License Club members, for those questions. And now, I mean, I can see people here sort of chatting. If anyone has any questions, this is where you can jump in, and I'll see what I can do. Maybe the answer will be under my eyelid. Greetings from El Salvador. Hi. How's it going in El Salvador? What's up? Yeah, I have to go to work, but if anyone has questions or wants to say anything, jump in and say hello. If you don't, hello from Sochi. Hi. Thanks. Nice to talk to you. I don't think I've seen that name before. Hello from Mexico. You guys are great. So friendly. Maybe I can ask myself some F1 questions. This weekend is the Belgian Grand Prix, Rod. Is that your favourite race? Well, that's a good question, Rod. Yeah, it sort of is. It's got everything. It was on the calendar for the first F1 season. Hi, Sarah. Where will Lewis finish this weekend? Oh, dear. I know the answer you want. I think Lewis will score points this weekend. Wouldn't be surprised if he's on the podium. I think, yeah. I'm going to say podium. I think third. I think Lewis will come third. Would you put money on Verstappen winning the race? I wouldn't put money on it, no. I don't actually put money on most races. Like, sometimes I will. In fact, I mean, back when Mark Webber was still racing and he took pole, especially at like Monaco, always put money on that. Well, actually, that's just a good tip. If you're at Monaco and you're on pole, good chance to win the race. That's a tip from me to you. Could you please clarify what happened to Lewis on the token issue? Sure. We all know that earlier this year his engines blew up. Like, basically, just because he looked at the car and it just fell apart. So he had to replace his engine. Now, unfortunately for him, you're only allowed to use 5 engines per year, and he's already used pretty much all of them. So the question becomes, how does he get through the rest of the year? How does he limit the damage that he's going to take? Because If you take a new engine, you start at the back of the grid. He needs probably 2 engines to get through the rest of the year, yeah? So if he takes one, he'll start at the back of the grid. But if he takes one engine for, say, free practice 1, and then another one for free practice 2, he'll still start at the back of the grid. But now he's got 2 engines that he can use, because if he uses one in free practice 1, he can reuse it again in a couple of races' time. So, I mean, they've been coy with their language, saying he should start near the back of the grid, but I think that's what they're talking about. I expect Lewis to take 2 engines this weekend. He will use one for the race, and use one for the next few races. The other one will go into the pool of ones that they can use throughout the rest of the season. And in fact, if they've used one that's still good from even the start of the season, they can run it on Friday, save the running a little bit. And it's an interesting ploy. But I mean, unfortunately, this rule system, this is where we've ended up. Someone asked about the mood heading into this weekend, heading into Belgium. I think everyone's excited to have F1 back. I know I've seen a lot of pieces about 2 things. One, 25 years ago, this was Michael Schumacher's debut race in Belgium. He made his debut there 25 years ago, which is incredible. And I think people are drawing comparisons to Esteban Ocon, who's making his debut this weekend. So I think people are excited to have F1 back. And there's some exciting stories around too. I missed another question that just popped up there, so I'm sorry about that. Montreal off the calendar next year. Why would it be? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. Nico has more opportunity now to win the championship then. Well, certainly more than he did before Lewis had to take a penalty. I'd love to see Nico take a championship, but I mean, it's looking less and less likely. So let's hope for some wins. I really just want to see competition, right? And I'm sure you guys do too. Competition between Lewis and Nico at the front. That would be nice. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for all the love. I'm gonna say my goodbyes. We'll talk to you on the podcast, and hopefully I'll see you on Twitter at Superlicense. Thanks very much. Bye.